one more thing about the whole trans topic that I was referring to. That was my personal experience. Every parent, every child, you make your own decisions based on your research and your science based research and your heart and your soul and what's good for you. Okay, that's all I'm saying, is because I never get on here and import what I feel onto others. In other words, we don't need to, not everybody has to have the same feelings and viewpoints, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you have to bash a person that has a different viewpoint. Just listen to the viewpoint, say I don't agree, and move on. You could even give an answer as to why you don't agree. Unfortunately, a lot of times what ends up happening, and I do mean a lot of time, 90% of the time, people are met with this. I'm going to show you guys a clip.
Statistics themselves.
Okay, so we're going to go to the beginning of this clip right here, where this guy is talking to a guy on the street. It says, his sign says, the dad, a human male who protects his kids from gender ideology. And the front, it says, children do not need puberty blockers or something like that. Anyway, this is a common thing that happens with a conservative and a liberal talking.
Temporarily, and then if you go off them, it doesn't affect anything.
Oh, it says children cannot consent to puberty blockers.
And came off, puberty would resume, and there wouldn't be too much harm done. But in practice, what happens when these kids go to gender clinics, and we know this from gender clinic statistics themselves, it's pretty much 100% of these kids stay on them. They progress to the cross-sex hormones. They're being sterilized. They're being harmed for life. And if we just left them alone, they would grow out of this. We know this from all the academic studies that were done before they started.
As my 21-year-old did. And that's my child. That doesn't mean everybody's child does that. I'm just saying that's my child. She outgrew it.
It's not drugging kids, but two.
What are they? These are drugs. These are chemical castration drugs. It's a prostate cancer drug. It's a drug for endometriosis, for uterine fibroids. It's a drug that's never been approved for these purposes. These are actually gonadotropin-releasing hormone analogs, if you want to get into the specifics of it. And it stops the pituitary gland from releasing a couple hormones, which in turn trigger testosterone in boys or estrogen in girls. So without that, they don't go through puberty. Works fair?
I will say this is also a lot of the people that would not get vaccinated because they don't want to put poison in their body. But they're putting this in their body.
Taking on children, harming them for life. And you think this is okay?
You think that just everybody grows out of it?
So if you look at all the academic studies in gender dysphoria, you want me to answer your question or not?
Can I just say
that,
not everybody is fully certain that they want to go through a full transition. And that journey is different for everybody. And so a lot of times puberty blockers gives them that little bit of extra time to figure themselves out. And then later, if they decide to continue, then
what about the harm that was done from those drugs? If they decide that they no longer want to continue, that will affect their body, biology.
They can go on and be happier. Like, not everybody grows out of that gender dysphoria, that need to be themselves. And so by saying that it is applicable for everybody in that it's harmful to everybody, that's not true.
Well, of course it's harmful to everyone.
No, it's
the
not.
development of a child is harmful.
No.
Sterilizing children is harmful.
All right.
That's generally what ends up happening. They don't have any argument that is actually based in scientific facts. So what they end up doing is they either get violent and start hitting people, like I saw one lady do. She didn't agree with what the guy said, so she assaulted him, and or they walk away. They go, yeah, whatever, and they walk away, as this one is doing. Although this young person was very respectful, at least. They don't agree with that person, and that's fine. You don't have to agree. And that's what this country is built on. Everybody has a different opinion on things. My mama used to tell me, opinions are like a-holes. Everybody's got one. So, yeah. Like I said, you do what's right for you and your child. But I would suggest doing the research. Talking to your child, talking to a therapist with your child, not just sending your child to a therapist, but actually sitting down with that therapist and talking to the therapist with your child. And let them be. Because now, will they naturally grow out of it? I don't know. Or will they be the way they are? I don't know. But what I'm saying is you have to make the decision that is right for you and yours. And you and yours decide. But don't implement that on the rest of the world. In other words, don't force that on the rest of the world. That's all. You live your life, be happy being you. And let me or mine be happy being me. That's how it should go. Now, I'm not going to get all biblical on y'all, but I would tell you to read the Bible, because I think you might be surprised at what God thinks about this. And that's how I get my things. That's where my opinions come from this book right here. This is where I get my beliefs. God gives me them. Now, where you guys get yours, that's up to you and your God. That's all I'm saying. Okay? God bless. Be peaceful.